Back in the book segment tonight, Rollin' with Carolla. Pal Adam does a podcast, which is basically an online radio program. Recently had former San Francisco mayor and current lieutenant governor of California, Gavin Newsom, on, and the discussion turned to why minorities are in trouble.
Think about
Don't
Adam,
have the kids.
half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families, have no access to a checking account or an ATM. Things we take for granted. They don't have a checking account.
What's wrong with them?
And well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
I want to know why those two groups don't have access.
Well, a lot of it just happens to be that we can talk about.
Flawed?
No, they're hardly flawed, but they're struggling.
Genetically
Folks are making
flawed.
their word. Hardly, not absolutely.
But okay, do Asians have this problem?
I mean, a lot of communities have. A lot of whites have these problems.
Oh, so that's not just black and Hispanic.
No, but
why did you bring up black and Hispanic?
Because the magnitude is ominous.
But why so many of them?
It just happens to be the magnitude.
That's the way God planned it?
Not at all.
Well, what happened to them?
There are a lot of issues, and that the communities are struggling. A lot
why
of new
are they
immigrants.
Struggling?
A lot of different reasons. Lack of opportunity.
Have been here. Blacks have been here longer than we've been here.
Joining us now from Los Angeles is Adam Carolla. So Newsom never really answered the question about the root causes of the problem that he brought up. What do you think they are?
The soft bigotry of low expectations, and if I'm sweaty, it's because I have a fever and the lights are hot, so I got this piece of Kleenex. Look, these guys need to be coaches, not cheerleaders. They're just cheering on their constituency right into the ground, and they need to be coached up. You know, politicians need to be part parent, part coach, part boss, part school teacher, and if somebody's not doing well in a specific topic or subject, they need to be coached up. He doesn't want to coach them up because he's going to lose their vote. Okay,
but it is true that disproportionately African Americans, Hispanic Americans are on welfare and don't have the structure, the financial structure that Asians, you pointed that out, and white Americans have. What is the reason for that, in your opinion?
Well, I don't know when Asians got it, but at a certain point, they stopped looking outside the family. They started looking inside the family. They started realizing that assimilation and education were important, and the family stayed together. They put a priority on education, and it turned around. I mean, in my first book, in 50 Years Wallaby Chicks, I chronicle this. I went to North Hollywood High. I went there with Jews and Asians and blacks and Hispanics and white folk from the Valley. And at the end, all the Jewish kids and the Asian kids headed off to UCLA and Cal Berkeley, and the black kids went back to the hood, and me and the Mexican kids dug ditches and cleaned up garbage on construction sites because we had broken families and because nobody put an emphasis on education.
So that's what it was, that you, in your broken family, because I know your parents divorced early, nobody said, hey, look, Adam, you got to do this, that, and the other thing. You didn't have any guidance.
We didn't do homework. I never did homework a day in my life. Neither did any of my other white trash buddies from the Valley. And we all got jobs cleaning carpets and picking up trash.
All right, so education, and Newsom wouldn't say that the disintegration of the family leads to poverty, and that was your point.
No, he went, by the way, you heard a minute of that. That went on for 20 minutes.
And I know, I read the transcript. He would never answer the question. All right, I just want to point out that Carolla and I were seen together.
What's in it, by the way, sorry, but what's in it for him to answer the question? He's not interested in helping people. He's interested in getting reelected or getting his party reelected.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the people. If he cared about the people, he would stop calling people like me a racist and start focusing on helping his constituency.
Okay. I was going to say that Carolla and I were at the Laker game together, but Carolla's... How did that go, by the way? Did that ruin your reputation?
Listen, everything was fine until the kiss cam incident, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I was the one that was Wile E. Coyote on that one. I was out of there so fast. But I think I enhanced your reputation, Carolla. All right, all you're right. Well, ooh, is that O'Reilly sitting with you on the floor at the Laker game, huh?
Yeah, hey, look, Carolla's brought his dad to the Lakers game. That's cute.
Carolla bought his dad. You should be so lucky, Carolla. You would have done your homework, man. If I were your dad, you wouldn't be sitting there with no tie right now. You'd have a tie on. Adam Carolla, everybody.